Okay guys, I think I'm live now. If you can see me, if you can hear me, if everything is good, please do let me know in the chat. Uh, Happy New Year to everyone. Just do let me know if everything is good. Yeah, good evening Niharika. Good evening Sai Kiran. Umang. Good evening to every one of you. I hope you can hear me. Sorry for the delay, there was some technical issue. We fixed it. So just do let me know if you can, if the audio also is good. Yeah, good evening Gaitya, Mulani. Okay, all good. So let us get started. I don't want to waste too much of your time. So today we'll be solving, I think, around 15 to 16 questions. I try to pick questions from arithmetic, algebra, and geometry. These are the three things that I wanted to cover. Um, the first question is very easy, but after that we have some medium level questions. I also picked some questions from previous year's XAT papers. So I think this will be actually pretty useful. Some of the questions towards then become like slightly more difficult, but I wanted to cover everything. Again, if you're not able to solve some of the questions, don't feel bad. At least the first question and the first few questions you will be able to solve. After that, even when it gets tougher, don't worry, I will be solving it. So yeah, please do like the stream, guys. We have, I think, close to 150 people, yeah, who are watching it live. Let us target 250 likes before stream ends. And also, Happy New Year to all of you. I hope this year will be very successful for you. I hope you'll have a happy new year, a healthy new year. Maybe you should feel content in this year. That's what I would wish for you. So let us get started with the first question. The question is a fairly straightforward one. Okay, before we go to the first question, I wanted to tell you about our subreddit. This is our subreddit called I am CAT preparation. We have started it, I think, around a couple of months back. This, we wanted to be completely student run. So we are actually looking for moderators who are actually students who are preparing for CAT and XAT. We already appointed one of the students as the moderator. So, and some more people have actually messaged us, but in the last few days, I was busy, I was traveling, so I was not able to look at all the applicants. But if you are somebody who is active on Reddit, and if you are somebody who wants to contribute to the student community, please do send a mail to support@cracku.in. We are looking for moderators. Doesn't matter కదా, నాకు క్వశ్చన్ ముందే తెలుసది. ఎందుకు ఇంత కష్టపడి చేయడం కూడా లాగ్ వస్తున్నప్పుడు లాస్ట్ ఎప్పుడు పని చేసినట్టుంది. ఒక్క నిమిషం ఆగు. అలా కాదు కదా, లాస్ట్ టైం కూడా అయింది. లాస్ట్ టైం ఫిక్స్ చేయమని చెప్పారు. ఇప్పుడు మధ్య మధ్యలో బ్రేక్స్ వస్తే చెప్పాలనిపించారు కదా, డిస్ట్రాక్ట్ అవుతూ ఉంటాం. ఏం చెప్పానో తెలియదు, ఏం చెప్పాలో తెలియదు. నాకు డెఫినెట్గా నెక్స్ట్ 2-3 డేస్లో అయితే ఇది ఫిక్స్ అవ్వాలి, ఏదైనా సరే. ఎందుకంటే ఇట్ ఈస్ వెరీ డిస్ట్రాక్టింగ్. Okay guys, the first question is there on the screen. Please do try to solve it. Okay guys, let us try to solve this question. What we are told is that in this question we are told that a cashier has 620 rupees in denomination, and there are three types of denomination. One is a 2 rupee note, one is a 10 rupee note, and one is a 50 rupee note. Now this is a fairly simple straightforward question. What we are told is that the number of notes of each denomination is the same. So let us assume that there are A notes of rupees 2, A notes of rupees 10, and A notes of rupees 50. So what is the total value of the notes of 2 rupee denomination? It will be 2A. And notes of denomination 10, the total value will be rupees 10 into A, which is 10A. And that of 50 rupees is 50 into A, which is 50A. So the total value of all the notes combined will be 2A plus 10A plus 50A, which is 62A. So 62A is equal to the total value, which is 620. Or the value of A is equal to 10. So what is the total number of notes with him? There are 10 notes of 2 rupees, 10 notes of 10 rupees, and 10 notes of 50 rupees. So the total notes is 30. So the correct answer is option D. This is a fairly simple, straightforward question. The reason I put it is because I don't think this questions of this simplicity will actually come. But I just felt to start off the session, it will be good to have a very simple question. Let us now get started with the actual stuff. I think there will be arithmetic questions at the start, and after that there will be algebra. As usual, you can ask your questions in the chat. I'll be looking at the chat. Yeah, there is some issue, man. There is some issue with the Wi-Fi in this particular room. That was why we are getting this lag, and it is persistent, and we'll fix it. Just give us like a couple of days. I was traveling for the last few days, but this was something that should have been fixed, but there was some issue. It's okay, we'll fix it in the next 1-2 days. Lakshika Jain sir, CMAT के preparation कब start होगी? CMAT notification is out. I don't think we'll be having live classes for CMAT, but we have started uploading some GK questions. I think the mocks are also out. So even our crash course for CMAT has actually started, but there won't be live classes for CMAT. Happy New Year, Lakshika. Please do like the stream, guys. We have around 100 likes. Aarti Mulani is asking, my subscription for Cracku will be valid till CMAT. Just send a mail, man. I'll look at your profile and then we can get back to you. Send a mail to support@cracku.in. They will inform you. Happy New Year, Pavan. Happy New Year, Amna. Okay, I think the time is up. People who got it correct, please do let me know your chat in the chat, and we can see. Yeah, I don't think people are actually answering it from the website, which is fine. Let us try to answer this question. This is an interesting question. I really liked it while solving it. So in this question, we are told that there are some apples. there are some bananas and there are some oranges. This is what is told to us. How many apples are there, how many bananas are there, how many oranges are there is not given, but some clues are given about the number of apples, bananas and oranges. Let us look at the clues. What we are told is that the number of bananas is 10 more than the number of apples. So let us assume that the number of apples is A, number of bananas is 10 more than the number of apples. So the number of bananas will be A plus 10. And the total number of bananas and apples is a multiple of 11. What is the total number of apples plus bananas? That will be A plus A plus 10 is a multiple of 11. Let us assume that this is 11k, where k is a natural number. So 2a plus 10 is equal to 11 into k. What we know over here is the left hand side is an even number. 2a is even, 10 is even, so the sum of two even numbers will be even. So the right hand side also has to be even. 11 into something is even. This would imply that k over here has to be even. So let us assume that k is equal to 2 times k1 for some other natural number k1. So 2a plus 10 is equal to 11 into 2k1, or the value of a plus 5 is equal to 11k1. What we are essentially saying is that a plus 5 itself has to be a multiple of 11. Other than that, we don't have any information as of now. What is the other information that we are told? She was able to sell 70% of the apples, 60% of the bananas and 50% of the oranges during the day. What is the number of apples? It is A. What is 70% of the apples? 70% of the apples is 0.7A. Now this has to be a natural number because the number of apples that she has sold has to be a natural number. You either sell 5 apples or 6 apples or 10 apples. You are not going to sell 5.5 apples or 6.5 apples. So 0.7A, this has to be a natural number, and this will only happen if A is a multiple of 10. A will be either 10 or 20 or 30 or 40 or 50 or 60 or so on, some multiple of 10. Now the number of bananas that she sold is 60% of the total bananas. So this would imply that the number of bananas she sold is 0.6 into A plus 10, which is 0.6A plus 6. Now as A is a multiple of 10, 0.6A will also be a natural number. So from here, we are not getting any new information. But what we are being told is that 50% of the oranges were sold. So let us assume that the number of oranges is say X and the number of oranges sold is 0.5X. She was able to sell 55% of the total fruit she had at the start of the day. So what is the total number of fruits that she sold? It will be 0.7A plus 0.6A plus 6 plus 0.5X. If you are adding all of them, that is 1.3A plus 6 plus 0.5X. This is equal to 55% of the total number of fruits that she had at the start. What is the total number of fruits she had at the start? That will be A plus 10 plus X, which is equal to 2A plus 10 plus X. We can simplify the right hand side to equal. This is 1.1A plus 5.5 plus 0.55X. We can simplify this. This will be 0.2A plus 0.5 is equal to 0.05X. We can multiply this equation with 10. We are going to get 2A plus this will be 0.5 into 5 is 5. 2A plus 5 is equal to 0.5X. We can multiply this with 2. 4A plus 10 is equal to X. So the value of x is 4a plus 10. This is the number of oranges at the start. So what is the minimum number of oranges that she had at the start? The number of oranges that she had is 4a plus 10. If you are trying to minimize this, we have to minimize a. Now if you are trying to minimize a, we want a to be a multiple of 10, that is 1, and we also want a plus 5 to be a multiple of 11. So if you are looking at 10, multiples of 10, the first one is 10, 10 plus 5 is 15, this is not a multiple of 11, then we have 25, not a multiple of 11, then we have 35, not a multiple of 11, then we have 45, not a multiple of 11, finally we have 55, this is a multiple of 11, and that will happen when a is equal to 50. This is the minimum possible value that a can take. And at that time, at that point, what is the value of 4a plus 10? That will be 210. So the minimum number of oranges that she can have is equal to 210, which is option B. This is a slightly lengthy question, but XAT sometimes gives lengthy questions, so we can't do anything about it. Let us look at the next question. Let me see if anybody has given the right answer. Let me give a shout out to those guys. Okay, I think Vikas Chaudhary, Venkat Sai Kiran, Suman, Prajakta, Akriti, Amananand and Divya Jain. All of you have given the right answer. Let us look at the next question. Let us try to solve it. Please do like the stream, guys. I want to get to at least 250 likes before the stream ends. Praveen is saying, why should A be a multiple of 10? Because in the earlier question, we are given that 70%, we are told that 70% of apples were sold. This was given, so 0.7a was sold. Now if 0.7a was sold, a will have to be a multiple of 10. Otherwise 0.7a will not be a natural number. Happy New Year, Chirag. Kaushal is saying, sir, when will you start taking live classes for CAT 2026 course? I've already started taking it. It was just that last Monday I was traveling, so I couldn't take it. But every Monday I take the class. Every Tuesday Saili takes the class. And we have already started it. Only when I'm traveling, which happens not too often, does somebody else take the class. There will be a lot of questions, Devansh. Please don't ask that at the start, man, because then I'll feel not very good. So let us try to solve as many as we can, no? Abhay is saying, sir, when can we expect to hear back after applying for content manager job? We have actually recently hired 4 guys for content manager. A lot of people are applying, but now we have only one other position. So we will be shortlisting candidates, but like I mentioned, we've already selected 4 people. Only one job is left, so let us see. But if you have applied and if you are shortlisted, you will get to know in the next 3-4 days. Gunpreet is saying, sir, happy new year. How many questions are there in this session? What is the duration? The duration is supposed to be around 2 hours, but because there were some technical issues and we started slightly late, I'm expecting the class to go till say around 9:15. Okay guys, let us try to solve this question. In an election with only 2 contesting candidates, 15% of the voters did not turn up to vote. So let us assume that total voters is 100x. Now 15% of them did not vote. So the number who did not vote is 15x. So how many voted? The number who voted will be 85x. And 50 voters cast invalid votes. So what is the valid votes? Valid votes will be 85x minus 50. Now 44% of the total voters in the voting list voted for the winner. So winner got how many votes? Winner got 44x because he got 44% of the total votes, which is 100x. So how many did the loser get? Loser would have gotten 85x minus 50 minus 44x, which is equal to 41x minus 50. So what is the difference between the winner and the loser? The difference is equal to 3x plus 50. This is equal to 44x minus 41x minus 50, which is 3x plus 50. That we are told is equal to 200. So 3x plus 50 is equal to 200, or 3x is equal to 150, or the value of x is equal to 50. So then the total number of voters in the voting list will be 50 into 100, which is 5000. So the answer for this question is 5000. Let me quickly give a shout out to everybody who got this correct, and after that we'll go to the next question. Vikshit, Aman Anand, Ritika, Prajakta, Akshima, Vikas Chaudhary, Suman, Shantanu, Shashank, Bhupi Rajput, Abhishek, Divya, Soumya, Tanish, Akriti, and Keshav. Well done, guys. Let us look at the next question. Sir, why in loser we have done 41x minus 50? That is because the total number of votes cast is 85x, out of which there are 50 which are invalid. So the actual valid votes is 85x minus 50. The winner got 44% of the total votes. So the winner got 44x. And it was mentioned that only 2 candidates were there in the race. So how many did the loser get? That will be the difference between these two. And the difference between these two is 41x minus 50. Now this guy is the winner and this guy is the loser. The difference between these two will be 3x plus 50. I hope I am not covering it up. Okay. So here we have, there is one guy called Harish and he has two sums of money. He divided it among his sons Naresh, Vipin, Bhupesh and Yogesh. So we have Naresh. Let me write it here. We have Naresh. Then we have Vipin. Then we have Bhupesh. And we have Yogesh. These are the four guys that are there. Naresh, Vipin, Bhupesh and Yogesh. The first sum is divided in the ratio 4:3:2:1. So we have 4:3:2:1. This is the first sum. And the second sum was divided in the ratio 5:6:7:8. This is 5:6:7:8. Okay. Now the second sum is twice the first. Then the largest total is received by who amongst the following. Now this is 2 times and this is 1 time. The ratio. So in these kind of questions, it is, I would assume that the second sum is the sum of, this is what is 5 plus 6 plus 7 plus 8. 5 plus 6 plus 1.3x. So what is the total amount received by Naresh? The total amount received by Naresh is 5.2x plus 5x, which is 10.2x. What is the total amount received by Vipin? That will be 3.9x plus 6x, which is 9.9x. What is the total share received by Bhupesh? It is 2.6x plus 7x, which is 9.6x. And what is the total share received by Yogesh? It is 1.3x plus 8x, which is 9.3x. So who amongst these guys have received the highest amount? That will be Naresh. He received 10.2x. So the answer for this question is option B. Let me quickly give a shout out to all the students who got this correct. In the meantime, I would request you to please like the stream so that we can reach more people. Okay, the guys who got it correct are Akoja Venkat Sai Kiran, Keshav, Madan, Matthew, Prajukta, Shantanu, Umang, Harshraj, Keshav, Pritam, Piyush, Shreya, Shashank, Dhruv, Dhruvik, Srishti, Akriti, Piyush and Aditya. Well done guys. Let us look at the next slide. Before the XAT video, these are the videos that are available on YouTube. I would highly urge you to watch all of them. This is basically a playlist that we have for XAT. And this is a stream that Saili has done, I think around 2 weeks ago. Very useful stream. It is already watched by, as you can see, around 19,000 people. Definitely do check it out. I think these are the previous year's questions of XAT. We released it. It is also a pretty long video, close to 4 hours long. Like many of you know, decision making is a very important topic for XAT. Definitely do check it out. It will help you quite a lot. Let me look at the next question. Yeah, let us try to solve this. Okay, can you hear me guys? There was some issue with the earlier one. I'll explain the earlier one again, but let me know if the audio is good now. Guys, Tanish, don't do this, man. Don't spam like that, no, so many times. What is the fun in doing that? What is the fun in posting the same answer multiple times? Okay, I'll explain the earlier solution before coming to this one after the time is over. Okay, I think the time is up. Let me first quickly explain the earlier one because I think people were saying that there was some issue with the. So basically, we will assume that the total money in the second sum is 26x. And why did we pick it as 26x? We can assume it to be any number, but 26 is basically 5 plus 6 plus 7 plus 8, which is the ratio. The ratio in which the second sum was divided is 5:6:7:8. So if you assume that the total money of the second part which is distributed is 26x, then the amount that Naresh got will be 5x. The amount Vipin got will be 6x. Amount Bhupesh got will be 7x and amount Yogesh got is 8x. And second part is twice that of the first part. So the first part will be 13x. And this has to be divided in the ratio of 4:3:2:1. So what is the part that Naresh will get? That will be 4 divided by 10 into 13x. Now what is 10? 10 is 4 plus 3 plus 2 plus 1. So 4 divided by 10 into 13x is what Naresh would get. That is 5.2x because 13 divided by 10 is 1.3. 4 into 1.3 is 5.2x. This is what Naresh would get. What would Vipin get? Vipin will get 3 divided by 10 into 13x, which is 3.9x. Similarly, that of Bhupesh is 2 by 10 into 13x. And that of Yogesh is 1 by 10 into 13x, which is 1.3x. Therefore, Vipin's share will be 3.9x, Bhupesh's is 2.6x, Yogesh is 1.3x. Now you can calculate the total money received by Naresh. It is 5.2x plus 5x, which is 10.2x. Total received by Vipin is 3.9x plus 6x, which is 9.9x. Total by Bhupesh is 2.6x plus 7x, which is 9.6x. And total by Yogesh is 1.3x plus 8x, which is 9.3x. Amongst this, who got the highest? That is Naresh. So the answer will be Naresh, which is option B. Now let us try to answer this question. Now Rahul takes 4 days to finish 1/3 of a job. So what is the total time that Rahul will take to finish the job? Rahul will be taking 12 days. Why 12 days? Because it takes 4 days to finish 1/3 of the job. So to complete the full job, he will take 4 into 3, which is 12 days. Sohan takes 3 days to finish 1/6 of the same job. So Sohan is going to take how many days? Sohan is going to take 18 days. Where did we get this 18? If he is taking 3 days to finish 1/6 of the job, the total job will be finished in 3 into 6, which is 18 days. And Ram takes 5 days to finish half the job. So Ram is going to take 10 days to finish the job, which is 5 divided by 1 by 2 or 5 into 2. All 3 of them together work for 3 days. So whenever we are given the time it takes to finish a job, it is more important to calculate their efficiencies or how much work that they do in unit time. The time that they take is not very easy to actually add and subtract. So what we'll do over here is, we'll assume that the total work that needs to be done is the least common multiple of 12, 18 and 10, which is 180. So let us assume that the total work that needs to be done is 180 units. Why are we assuming it to be 180? Why not 100 or 200 or 300? We can assume the total work that needs to be done to be any number. But if you assume it to be the LCM, many of the calculations become easy. For example, in one day, what is the work done by Rahul? The total work that needs to be done is 180 units. And Rahul is taking 12 days to finish it. So in one day, he'll be doing 180 divided by 12, which is 15 units. Sohan is taking 18 days to do 180 units of work. So in one day, he'll be doing 10 units of work. Ram is taking 10 days to do 180 units of work. So in one day, he'll be doing 18 units of work. So when all three of them are working, in one day, what is the total work that they will do? They'll be doing 15 plus 10 plus 18, which is 43 units. So in one day, they're doing 43 units of work. They work together for 3 days. If they're working together for 3 days, what is the total work that they're doing? The total work in 3 days will be 43 into 3, which is equal to 129 units. This is the total work that they will do in 3 days. And then Rahul and Ram leave the job. So this guy leaves, this guy leaves. Who is left? Only Sohan is left. And Sohan will be doing 10 units every day. How long will it take Sohan to complete the remaining work? What is the remaining work? Remaining work will be 180 minus 129, which is 51 units. Who is doing the remaining work? Sohan is doing the remaining work. And Sohan does 10 units of work every day. Therefore, the time that it takes him will be 5.1 days, which is 51 divided by 10. So the answer for this question will be option C, which is 5.1 days. Let me quickly look at who got this correct before going to the next question. A lot of people got it correct. Niharika, Vikas Chaudhary, Lata Binani, Keshav, Aditya Khandelwal, Shantanu, Umang, Ritika, Suman, Abhishek, Anshuk Dam, Akhila and Tanish. Well done guys, let us look at the next question. I think 5 questions are done, man. Okay, CMAT marathon somebody is asking. We'll try to put it, man. Anuj Dubey, sir, conduct something for CMAT also. Yeah, man, I'll do it. Let XAT be over. That is the first thing, because XAT is very crucial, no? It is just like 2 days away. So let us first focus on XAT, and after that we look at CMAT. Okay, time is up. Let us try to solve this question. A swimming pool can be filled by pipe A in 3 hours. So pipe A can fill a swimming pool in 3 hours. And pipe B can fill it in 6 hours. Now we are given that time it takes to fill the swimming pool, but like we discussed earlier, what we are most focused on is not the time it takes, but how much they fill in a particular hour. That is, their efficiency is a lot more important. So let us assume that the total volume that needs to be filled is 6 liters. Why did we assume it to be 6 liters? Because 6 is just the least common multiple of 3 and 6. One pipe takes 3 hours, another pipe takes 6 hours. The least common multiple of 3 and 6 is 6. So let us assume that the total volume that needs to be filled is 6 hours. So in 1 hour, how much of pipe A is, how much water is filled by pipe A? That will be 6 divided by 3, which is equal to 2 liters. And how much water is filled by pipe B? That will be 6 divided by 6, which is 1 liter. So we know how much water is filled by them every hour. Next, what are we told? Now at 9 AM, pump A is started. So this is 9 AM. Now we have only pipe A which is working, and it will fill 2 liters. At what time will the swimming pool be filled if pump B also started at 10 AM? So from 9 AM to 10 AM, only pipe A is working. It fills 2 liters. The total volume of the tank is 6 liters. So how much water is left? The water that needs to be filled is 4 liters. And now both of them are open. If both of them are open, in 1 hour, how much water is filled? Pipe A fills 2 liters, pipe B fills 1 liter. So in 1 hour, if both of them are working together, the water filled will be 3 liters. We have to fill 4 liters at 10 AM. So the time it takes them is 4 divided by 3 hours. What is 4 divided by 3 hours? It is 1 by 3 hours, which is 1 hour and 20 minutes. So it takes them 1 hour and 20 minutes after 10 AM. That is, it takes them 11:20 by the time the entire tank is filled. That will be option A. Let me quickly see who all got it correct before going to the next question, and give a shout out to those guys. Aman Anand, Abhishek Bhattacharya, Akhila, Nitin, Vikshit, Tanish, Ansh, Shubhodeep, Prajukta, Devesh, Dhiren, Akoja Venkat Sai Kiran, Niharika, Bhumi Rajput, Najish, Ashmi, Suman, Shantanu, Vinay, Ritika, Tanisha, Prachi, Abhimanyu, Divyansh, Aditya, Prem, Preetam, Sahil, Deba, and some other guy, Thai Batman. Okay. Sir, solve first in your exam style fastly, then explain. To be really honest, I just solve it like this, man, in the examination. I don't use any tricks. But because I actually put it down quickly without explaining, I can solve these kind of things faster. I rarely use any shortcuts in the examination, which is what I would recommend you to do. Sometimes when I'm not getting a solution, sometimes the answer doesn't click to me. In those kind of situations, I try to use the options quickly. And whenever I use options, I make some videos on YouTube also so that you can figure out those kind of tricks also. But in most of the questions, I just go conceptually. Okay, let us look at the guys. Please do like the stream. We have 175 likes. I'm looking to get 300 likes before the stream ends. How many quant questions do you solve daily? I solve a lot, man. Harshit is saying these are easy questions as compared to what comes in CAT, in XAT. Some questions are easy, man, but not all are easy. Maybe this is slightly on the easier side, but I would not be very surprised if this kind of a question actually comes. It will be an easy question. I won't say that this is the hardest question. This will be one of the easiest questions that will come in XAT, but it can come. It is not. And there are also some difficult questions as we go forward. Okay, let us try to solve this question. It takes 6 hours for pump A used alone to fill a tank of water. Pump B alone takes 8 hours. And A, B and another pipe C can fill a tank in 2 hours. So again, let us assume that the total volume of the tank that needs to be filled is the LCM of 6 and 8. What is the LCM of 6 and 8? The LCM of 6 and 8 is 24 liters. So let us assume that the total volume that needs to be filled, total volume of the tank that needs to be filled is 24 liters. So in 1 hour, how much water is filled by pipe A? That will be 24 divided by 6, which is 4 liters. And what is the volume filled by pipe B? That will be 24 divided by 8, which is 3 liters. And we don't know how much water is filled by another pipe C, but let us assume that it fills C liters every hour. So in 1 hour, the total volume of water that is filled will be 4 plus 3 plus C, which is 7 plus C liters. So the total time it takes when all the 3 pipes are open to fill the tank will be the total volume of the tank, which is 24 liters, divided by the volume that is filled every hour, which is 7 plus C. So total time taken will be 24 divided by 7 plus C. This we are told is 2 hours. Or 7 plus C is equal to 12, or the value of C is 5 liters. So pipe C alone will fill C liters every hour. Therefore, what is the total time it takes for pipe C to fill the tank? That will be 24, which is the volume of the tank, divided by how much water is filled by pipe C every hour, which is 5, which will be 24 divided by 5, which is 4.8 liters. Let me quickly give a shout out to everybody who got it correct before going to the next question. A lot of people got it correct, man. Ooh. Maybe it is too easy. If so many people got it correct. Okay. Tanisha, Ritika, Akoja, Venkat Sai Kiran, Akhila, Vikshit, Prajakta, Aman, Mayur, Tiwari, Shubhadeep, Vikas, Ansh, Dhiren, Apurva, Mallika, Aditya, Niharika, Nitin, Lakshya, Abhimanyu, Amananand, Hardik, Abhishek, Anshuk, Akriti, Ayush, Sri Hari Rajeshwar, Preetam, Sahil, Harshit, Najesh, Shrishti, Naushin, Shantanu, Prachi, Aman, Pavan, Ashmej, Niku. All of you got it correct. Let us go to the next question. Okay, try to solve this, man. People are saying that the questions are very easy, right? So try to solve this. This I think is, I think if you can solve it in 2.5 minutes, you are definitely going to do very well. This is a slightly lengthy question. Not very difficult, but definitely not very easy. And she's saying number of sessions after CAT has dropped a lot. We were expecting many sessions for that, but there were just a few. Yeah, man, I was actually traveling a lot after CAT. Sorry for that. There were many weddings and all which I had to attend. So I was not actually in town. But now nearly most of the travel is done. So I'll be taking a lot of sessions for CAT coming forward. For students who are actually enrolled to Cracku, they would know that I take the session every Monday. Sally takes the session every Tuesday. And the remaining 3 days in the week, We have hired very good teachers to actually teach. So you will be seeing me pretty regularly from now on. On YouTube, maybe I'll start again in June or July. But for Cracku paid students, I'll be teaching every Monday. Guys, please do like the stream. We have close to 200 people who are watching the stream live. I want to get to at least 300 likes before the stream ends. I think saying what to do in these last 2 days for that. I would say focus on decision making, Aditya, because that is make or break. And if you get the gist of it or the hang of it, you can score quite a lot. And I don't agree that decision making is very random or something like that, because there are people who tend to do very well in decision making on a consistent basis. So try to look at Saily's streams, Saily's videos on Cracku. You're a paid student, right? You are enrolled to complete Cracku. So look at all of her videos for decision making. I think that will help you quite a lot. In these last 2 days, the lowest hanging fruit for XAT, in my opinion, is decision making. So focus on that. Abhishek, yes, I think this is previous year's XAT. Okay, let us try to answer this question, guys. So what we know is that a girl travels in a straight line from point A to point B at a constant speed v1 meter per second for t seconds. So let us assume that this is A to B, this is A, this is B. This distance will be v1 into t, because the speed is v1 and the time she traveled is t. So this is v1 into t. Next, she travels from point B to point C along a straight line at a constant speed v2 for another t seconds. BC makes an angle of 105 degrees with AB. So let us assume that she travels like this. This is C. This will be V2 into T. Now this angle we are told is 105 degrees. Now she has to travel back from C to A, and we are told that CA makes an angle of 30 degrees with BC. So this we are told is 30 degrees. Now what do we know about the sum of the angles of a triangle? The sum of the three angles will be equal to 180 degrees. One of the angle is 30, one of the angle is 105. The sum of these two is 135. So the third angle, this angle has to be 45 degrees. Now we can immediately get a sense of the ratio between AB, which is V1T, and BC, which is V2T. How can we get the ratio of the lengths? Using the sine rule. What is the sine rule? Sine rule says that if you have a triangle like this, if this is triangle A, B and C, if the length of the side which is opposite capital A is small a, if the length of the side opposite vertex B is small b, if the length of the side opposite vertex C is small c, then sine rule says that A divided by sine A is equal to B divided by sine B is equal to C divided by sine C. And this is valid for all triangles. There is no restriction. Every triangle follows the sine rule. So using that over here, V1T, which is the length of AB, divided by what is the angle opposite AB? It is 30 degrees. So sine 30 is equal to V2T divided by what is the angle opposite BC? It is 45 degrees, sine 45. Or V1 divided by what is sine 30? It is 1 by 2 is equal to V2 divided by what is sine 45? 1 by root 2. Or 2V1 is equal to root 2 V2, or the value of V2 is equal to V1 root 2. So now we have a understanding of what is the ratio between V2 and V1. What is the relationship? What are we now required to calculate? we are now required to calculate the length of AC. If we calculate the length of AC, we can easily solve the question. This is basically V1 root 2t. Now we can again use the sine rule and calculate the length of AC. But now we should know the value of sine 105 degrees. If any one of you remembers the value of sine 105, you can directly use the sine rule to calculate the length of AC. But many of us don't know it. I also don't know the value of sine 45 degrees, sine 105 degrees. I know the value of sine 30, I know the value of sine 45, sine 60, but I don't know sine 75. I don't know sine 105. These things I don't know. So in that kind of situation, we have to try to figure a way out. So for that, I would draw a perpendicular from B to AC. Let this be ABC and let this be D. Now I can quickly calculate the length of AD. I can quickly calculate the length of CD. What is AD? AD is equal to AB into cos 45 degrees, which is equal to V1t divided by root 2. Because ABD is a right angle triangle, the length of the hypotenuse is V1t, and therefore AD will be AB into cos 45, which is V1t by root 2. Similarly, what is the length of CD? CD is equal to BC into cos 30 degrees. What is BC? It is V1 root 2 t into cos 30 is root 3 by 2, which is equal to V1t root 3 divided by root 2. So what is the length of AC? The length of AC is the sum of AD plus CD, which is the sum of AD plus CD, which is equal to V1t divided by root 2 into root 3 plus 1. This is the total distance of the length of AC. This is the total distance that they have to travel. And what is the speed at which they are going to go? The speed at which they are going to go is V2 meter per second. So the time taken will be this distance divided by the speed, which is V2. But we know that V2 is equal to V1 divided by root 2. So this will be V1 divided by V1 root 2. You can cancel V1 and V1. So this will be t by 2 into root 3 plus 1, which is 0.5t into root 3 plus 1. Now many of you might be feeling, okay sir, but this is a very lengthy question. The thing is, this is a question from a previous year's XAT paper. So these kind of questions are given. And I can't picture a way out in which you can actually solve it faster or quicker. The thing is, without explaining, I think this can be solved quicker. But I would say this is the best way to actually solve it. Now coming to the answer, that will be option C. Let me quickly give a shout out to everybody who got this correct before going to the next question. Okay. Divansh, Piyush, Pritam, Prachi, Dhiren, Chirag, Harshit, Prajukta, Ashmi, Divya, Pawan, Ayam, Shubhodip, Aman, Ayam, Najish, Niranjan and Swanit. Okay guys, I think somebody was asking about the Cracku course for CAT 2026. A new batch is starting immediately after that. It is starting on the 5th of January. You can just Google search Cracku CAT 2026 course to actually go to the page where you have all the details about the course, how many videos are there, how many live classes are there, how we resolve doubts. All of those things are available on the CAT course page. You have to just Google search Cracku CAT 2026 course to go to that page and figure it out. If you have any doubts, you can call us on this support number. This is the number you can call us or WhatsApp us. We will definitely get back to you. Let us now look at the next question. Yeah, this is an easy question again. Let us try to solve it. Akash is saying, how am I wearing t-shirt at this time of the month? I'm inside my office, no, so it's actually not very cold. Outside it is cold, but inside it's not very cold. Umang, yes, you can use sine 60 plus 45 to calculate sine 105, but I would say that is just more lengthy. ಇದು ಹಾಟ್ ವಾಟರ್ ಅಂದರೆ Sir, I've been attempting Cracku XAT mock, scoring decent in QA and DM, but VRLR is varying a lot. Can I trust this to be a good performance in QA and DM, or should I test PYQ scores to be sure? I think our mocks are pretty accurate and pretty decent. If you are doing well in our mocks, I think you should definitely feel confident. They should be on par with what is expected in XAT. But again, I would say going with previous year XAT also makes sense. But if you are having an off day in one of the previous year's papers, don't feel too bad. Our mocks are also pretty good. So if you're doing well in our mocks, you should feel confident. Ayush is saying, sir, what to do in the next 2 days? Next 2 days, I would recommend you to focus on DM, decision making. That is a low hanging fruit. I think you can improve significantly if you put in the effort in decision making. Definitely watch Saily's videos on decision making. They will help you quite a lot. Okay, this is a very simple question, fairly straightforward question. Let us try to solve this question, guys. A merchant has 500 kgs of sugar, some part of which he sells at 8% profit, some part at 18% profit. So let us assume that this is part 1, he is selling at 8% profit, and this is part 2, he is selling at 18% profit. Now when he is combining both of them, he is selling at a combined profit of 14%. So what is the ratio of part 1 to part 2? We can use alligations to get the ratio very quickly. How do we use alligations? What is 14 minus 8? 14 minus 8 is 6, so we'll put it over here. What is 18 minus 14? 18 minus 14 is 4, we'll put it over here. So the ratio of part 1 to part 2 is 4:6, which is equal to 2:3. This is the ratio of part 1 to part 2. What are we required to calculate? We are required to calculate what is the quantity he sold at 18% profit. That is, what is the value of this part 2? That will be 2 divided by 2 plus 3, which is, that will be 3 divided by 2 plus 3, which is 5, into 500, which is equal to 300 kgs. This is a fairly simple, straightforward question. So the answer for this question is option B. Let me go to the next question. Also a straightforward question, but maybe slightly lengthy. Aditya Murari is saying, sir, should I watch the quant formula revision video in the last 2 days? I am scoring on average 12 to 13 in DM, 11 to 12 in VR, but poor in quants. If you are poor in quants and if you are able to identify that, okay, that is something I am not doing well, then definitely watch the formula revision video. I am talking about a normal person who is scoring equally in all the 3 sections or all the 4 sections. In that particular case, I would say focus on DM, because DM is different from CAT, right? It is not there in CAT. So many people start from complete scratch there. That is why I would say, no, Rakshit, I'm not taking that. Please don't post the same thing multiple times, man, because I can't look at the chat. Okay, many people are saying I'm poor in quants. If you're poor in quants, I would give you the video that Aditya has actually mentioned. That is the quant formula revision that we did before CAT. It is like, I think, close to 7-hour long video where we revised all the formulas. It will be very useful even for XAT. We will probably post a link for that in the chat. Definitely go through it. I'll actually find it and post it off, guys. Okay, I posted the link. This is for students struggling with. Many people are actually saying it, so definitely follow it. Yeah. Guys, we have close to 200 people who are watching the stream live. Please do like the stream. Okay. Same item is sold for 600 rupees and 175 rupees. In one case, it is sold for 600. In another case, it is sold for 175. This is the selling price. Let the cost price be equal to C. Profit earned in the first sale is 20 times. So what is profit in the first case? Profit is selling price minus cost price is profit. In this case, the selling price is 600. The cost price in both the cases is C because it is the same item. Therefore, the profit is 600 minus C. And in the second case, what is the loss? Loss is cost price minus selling price. If the cost price is C, loss is C minus 175. Now, profit in the first sale is 20 times the loss incurred on the second sale. So 600 minus C is equal to 20 times C minus 175. Or 600 minus C is equal to 20C minus 3500. Or 4100 is equal to 21C. Or the value of C is 4100 divided by 21. This will come to approximately 195. And if the profit is 30% on a second transaction, what is the price at which the second sale should happen? Now, if you are told that profit percentage is 30%, what is the selling price? Selling price will be cost price into 1 plus profit percentage, which is 195 into 1.3. This I think will come to approximately 254. So the answer for this question will be option C, which is 254 rupees approximately. Let me quickly give a shout out to students who got this correct. A lot of people got it correct. Divya, Vikas, Abhimanyu, Sahil, Ritika, Daksh, Shantanu, Bhumi Rajput, Venkat Sai Kiran, Ayam, Chirag, Suman and Tanish. Well done guys. Let us look at the next one. Okay, again these kind of questions might seem simple but can come in the examination. This is not a trivial question. This is an easy question but not a trivial question. Najesh is saying, why did you not appear for CAT this time? I was feeling too much pressure, man, so I didn't appear. I made a video on it, no? You can watch it. Avinash is saying, sir, I attempted quants in the last 60 minutes. Any advice to scan within that 60 minutes? I feel that I miss a lot of easy sitters hidden between questions. What I do in CAT is simple, okay? In CAT, there are 22 questions in 40 minutes. What I do for that to not miss out on easy sitters is to be ruthless about leaving questions if I feel that they are lengthy. Now, I read a question. If I get a sense that it is lengthy, I leave it, I go to the next one. And it works very well for me because when I come back to it, if I have time and if I come back to it, the next time I'm able to solve it much faster. I explained this theory also multiple times in many of my streams. The reason for that I feel is because when it is a question, even if it is an easy question, for us to actually understand what is given in the question will take some time, which I think many people tend to disregard. If it is a question which has say 3 lines, for us to read those 3 lines and understand the setup is going to take you at least a minute. And then if you are not able to solve it, it is okay. You can go to the next one, because when you come back to that question later and when you're reading that setup, it won't take you 1 minute. You can understand what exactly is given within 15 seconds. So the second time you're actually attempting it, you get it done faster. So one advice I would have for you, if you want to like not miss out on sitters, is be very ruthless, that if you feel or if you sense that there is a question which is lengthy, you try to attempt it. If you feel that it is lengthy, leave it, go to the next one. That is going to ensure that if it is a very easy sitter, you will get it correct. Sometimes it can so happen that you are misjudging a question as very difficult and going forward, but that is fine. That is not something that you would regret quite a lot. What you are going to regret quite a lot is if you don't even look at a easy question. So that should never happen. How many kgs of tea worth 25 per kg should be blended with 30 kgs of tea worth rupees 30 per kg, so that by selling the blended variety at 30 per kg, there should be a gain of 10%. So what is the selling price of the mixture? Selling price of the mixture is rupees 30 per kg. What is the profit percentage? Profit percentage is 10%. So what is the cost price? Cost price will be selling price divided by 1 plus profit percentage. This will be 30 divided by 1.1, which will be 300 divided by 11. This is the cost price of the mixture. Now what we are told is there is one mixture which is 25 per kg. This is being mixed with another one which is 30 per kg. Both of them together, it is costing 300 by 11 per kg. So what is the ratio in which both of them are mixed? To calculate the ratio, we will use alligations. What is 300 by 11 minus 25? 300 by 11 minus 25 is equal to 300 minus 275 by 11, which is equal to 25 by 11. So this 25 by 11 will put it over here on the other side. What is 30 minus 300 by 11? 30 minus 300 by 11 is 330 minus 300 by 11, which is equal to 30 by 11. This 30 by 11 will put it over here. So what is the ratio in which both of them should be mixed? The ratio in which both of them should be mixed is 30 by 11 is to 25 by 11, which is equal to 30 is to 25. This is equal to 6 is to 5. This is the ratio in which both of them should be mixed. Now what we are told is that the second tea has 30 kgs. So this is 30 kgs. So what is the amount of the first one? If the first one is say x kgs, x divided by 30 should be 6 is to 5. You can cancel both of them, or the value of x will be 36 kgs. So the answer for this question is option A, which is 36 kgs. Let me quickly give a shout out to everybody who got this correct. This will be Vedang, Ritika, Shubhodip, Vikas, Niharika, Bhumi Rajput, Devesh, Akriti, Prajakta, Druvik, Suman, Sahil, Ashmij, Aman, Ayam, and Prachi. Let us go to the next question, guys. Please do like the stream also. This also is an interesting question. Try to solve it. Please do like the stream. I want to get to a lot of likes before the stream ends. Okay. In this question, we are told that there are 6 drums which are used to store water. 5 of the drums are of equal capacity, while the 6th drum is double the capacity of each of these 5 drums. So let us assume that we have D, 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 D. These are the 5 equal drums, and then the 6th drum, which is a big drum, has 2D. What we are told is that one morning 3 of the drums were half full. So 3 of the drums had half, half, half. 2 were found to be 2/3 full. There were 2 which had 2/3, 2/3, and 1 was found to be completely full. One of them was completely full. Now it is attempted to transfer all the waters into the smaller drums. How many small drums are adequate to store the water? Now what we are not told is which of these drums are half full, which of these drums are 2/3 full, and which of the drums are, which single drum is completely full. That is not told to us. But we can get a sense of what is the total possibilities. So if you're looking for the maximum water, if you want the maximum water to be stored, you want the drum which holds the full amount of water to be the drum with the maximum volume. And the remaining ones, because all of them are of equal volume, it doesn't matter which of them is half full and which of them is 2/3 full. So let us assume that this is half full, half full, half full, this is 2/3 full, and this is 2/3 full. In this particular case, what is the maximum amount of water that is stored? That will be D by 2, D by 2, D by 2. This is 2D by 3, this is 2D by 3, and the big one is completely full, so it will have, plus we will have 2 drums which are 2/3 full, 2D by 3, 2D by 3, 2 drums which are half full, which is D by 2 plus D by 2, and the big drum which contains 2D water is also half full. So the volume that is stored in the big drum will be 2D into 1 by 2, which is D. In this particular case, what is the total volume that is stored? It is D plus these two combined will be D, so that is 3D plus 4D by 3, which will come to 4.33 D. This is the minimum volume. So we don't know how much volume is stored in the 6 drums together, but what we know is that that will be greater than or equal to 4.33 D, and that will be less than or equal to 4.83 D. Therefore, we need 5 drums, and 4 drums will not do, because 4 drums we can't hold all the water, but 5 drums we can definitely hold the water. So the answer for this question is 5 but not 4, which is option D. Let me quickly give a shout out to everybody who got it correct. So basically what I'll explain it again. Okay. Now we have 6 drums. We assume that 5 of the drums have D, 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 and 1 of the drum has 2D. We are told that there are 3 drums. There are 2 drums which are half full. There are 3 drums which are half full. There are 2 drums which are 2/3 full, and there is 1 drum which is completely full. But we don't know which of the drums is half full, which of the drum is 2/3 full, and which of the drum is fully full. So we'll try to get a sense of the maximum amount of water that is stored and the minimum amount of water that is stored. If you're trying to maximize the water that is stored, then you want that drum with the maximum capacity to be completely full. And the remaining drums are of equal volume. So we'll assume that 3 of them are half full and 2 of them are 2/3 full. So in that case, what is the total volume that is stored? It will be half into d, which is d by 2 plus d by 2 plus d by 2 plus 2d by 3 plus 2d by 3 plus the big tank is full. So it stores 2d. If you add all of these 5 together, all of these 6 together, you are going to get 4.83d. This is the maximum amount of water that can be stored. If you're trying to minimize the total volume that is stored, then you want the big tank, the tank which has 2d volume, to only be half full. So here we are going to say that this will be half full, and because the volume of the remaining drums are the same, we'll assume that 2 of them are half full, 2 of them are 2/3 full, and 1 of them is completely full. So in this particular case, what is the total volume that is stored? That will be d into 1 plus d into 2 by 3, d into 2 by 3, d into 1 by 2, d into 1 by 2, and the big tank is 2d, which is only half full. So then the minimum volume will be d plus 2d by 3, 2d by 3, d by 2, d by 2, and d. If you sum all of them up, it is 4.33d. So what we can say is that the total volume of water stored is greater than or equal to 4.33d, and it is less than or equal to 4.83d. So we'll need definitely more than 4 drums, and 5 drums will suffice. So the correct answer will be option D. Let us look at the next question, guys. Some of you were asking for expected questions, and some of you were asking for XAT formulas. You have to just Google search Cracku XAT formula PDF. You'll get this PDF which contains all the important formulas that are needed for XAT. This is also something I think you can do in the last 2 days. If there is a question which is a direct application of formula, you can get it correct on the day of the examination. So again, this is something I would recommend you to download. Just Google search Cracku XAT formula PDF. You should be able to get the formula PDF. Similarly, we have also uploaded a few questions which we think are the by expected questions, I mean the difficulty of the examination is what we are trying to replicate in these expected questions. Again, you can just Google search Cracku XAT expected questions. You will get the PDF. You can see the number of people who have downloaded it. Like lots of people have downloaded it. That number is given here. I don't know whether you can see it or not. This is close to 4,300. Much more number of people have actually downloaded it. You can check it out. You have to just Google search Cracku XAT expected questions. Let us look at the next question, guys. Atimulan is saying, how many more questions, sir? I think maybe another 20 minutes. Okay. The cost of running a movie theater is 10,000 per day plus an additional 5,000 per show. The theater has 200 seats. A new movie is released on Friday. There were 3 shows. So what is the total cost? The total cost is the fixed price per day, which is 10,000, and 5,000 rupees per show. And how many shows were there? There were 3 shows. So the total cost will be 10,000 plus 15,000, which is equal to 25,000. We'll just write it as 25,000. This is the total cost. There were 3 shows. This is show 1, this is show 2, and this is show 3. Now the ticket price for the first 2 shows is 250 per show. So show 1 has rupees 250 as the ticket. Show 2 has rupees 250 as the ticket. And show 3 has rupees 200 as the ticket. Now, for all the shows together, the occupancy was 80%. What does this mean? It means that when you combine the total number of people that could have seen all the 3 shows together to the actual number of people who have actually seen the shows, it is 80%. Now, show 1 has 200, show 2 has 200, show 3 has 200. So the total number of people who could have seen is 600, but the occupancy is only 80%. This would imply that the total number of people who have actually seen the shows is 480. Now you want to maximize the revenue. If you want to maximize the revenue, you would want the first show and the second show to have maximum occupancy because the ticket prices are higher. So we'll assume that show 1 is watched by 200 people, show 2 is watched by 200 people, and show 3 is watched by 80 people, which is basically the difference. Therefore, the total money that can be made is 250 into 200, which is 50,000 from show 1, plus 250 into 200, which is 50,000 from show 2, and 200 into 80, which is 16,000 from show 3. So the total money that can be made is 1,16,000. This is the max revenue. Now the cost is constant. The cost is 25,000. The maximum revenue is 1,16,000. So the max profit will be 1,16,000 minus 25,000. This is the maximum possible profit. This will come to equal 91,000. So the answer for this question is option D, which is 91,000. Let me quickly give a shout out to all the people who got this correct before going to the next question. Abhimanyu, Aditya, Shreya, Devesh, Shubhodeep, Vikas, Shashank, Prajukta, Muskan, Prachi, Shilpa, Niharika, Paramjit, Purvi, Aditya, Akhila, Jay, Harshit, Ritika, Aman, Abhishek, Acharya. Let us go to the next one, guys. I think now we are having some questions from algebra. Maybe we'll have 1 or 2 questions from geometry also. Arkosi Singh sir, I live in Kolkata. My exam center is in Kalyani, which is 2.5 hours of travel by road, 1.5 hours by train. I am not sure whether to stay there in hotel from Saturday or go there directly on Sunday. I would tell you to definitely go on Saturday, book a hotel and sleep there. Because if you travel for 2.5 hours and then go take the examination, your performance will be definitely impacted. Now we can compare and argue about how much that impact will be. Will it be you'll underperform by 10% or will you underperform by 5%? But you will definitely underperform. And even if it is 5%, is it really worth it? In the sense, suppose you are well rested and suppose you are getting 99 percentile. Now if you are tired and you are getting 97 percentile, that is huge and the implications are also huge. So I would say, I personally know that when I take many of these dash cats and all, if I'm tired on a particular day, I don't perform well. I know that I underperform definitely if I'm tired. Why would you want to do it in an actual mock, in an actual examination? I would definitely urge you to book a hotel and go there the previous day. Okay. In this question, the pair of linear equations given is 2x plus 3y is equal to 7. And the second one is 2px plus p plus q into y is equal to 28. When does this pair of equations have infinite solutions? Now, before we actually solve it, let us just do some theory. Suppose you are given one equation which is a1x plus b1y is equal to c1. You are given another equation which is a2x plus b2y is equal to c2. When does this pair of equations have infinite solutions? This will have infinite solutions only if and only if a1 by a2, which is the ratio of the coefficients of x, is equal to b1 by b2, which is the ratio of the coefficients of y, is equal to c1 by c2. This is what we are told in this particular question. When does this pair of equations have no solution? This pair of equations will have no solutions if a1 by a2 is equal to b1 by b2. That is, the ratio of the coefficients of x and y are the same, but they are not equal to c1 by c2. In this case, there will be no solution. And there will be a unique solution if a1 by a2 is not equal to b1 by b2. So if you are given a pair of equations, first compare the ratio of the x coefficient and the y coefficient. If the ratios are different, you will get a unique solution. If the ratios are the same, then the pair of equations will either have infinite solutions or zero solutions. It will have infinite solutions if the constants are also in the same ratio. If the constants are not in the same ratio, then it will have no solution. This is something I want you to remember. In this particular case, we are told that this system has infinite solutions. If it has infinite solutions, the ratio of the x coefficient is equal to the ratio of the y coefficient is equal to the ratio of the constants. So in this particular case, 2p divided by 2 is equal to p plus q divided by 3 is equal to 28 divided by 7, which is 4. In this particular case, 2p by 2 is 4, so p is equal to 4. And p plus q is equal to 3 into 4, which is 12, but p is 4, so q will be 8. So the value of p comma q will be 4 comma 8, which is option B. Let me quickly give a shout out to all the students who got it correct. They are Shubhodeep, Akriti, Ritika, Amananand, Hari Krishna, Dhruvik, Dhiren, Leo, Aditya Khandelwal, Jay Akash, Asmi Jain, Devesh, Angshukdam, Ayam Dash, Pranab, Shilpa, Sahil, Prachi, Umang, Muskan, Akila, Srihari Rajesh, Prajakta, Vikas, Riddhi Jain, Abhimanyu, Divya Jain, Shrishti and Praveena. Let us look at the next question. I think now we have started geometry. Tushar, I think these are, if you're finding them easy, I think that is good. But you can expect some of these questions in the examination, man. They are not very easy. I think at the start there were some easy questions. But I would not say these are super easy questions. Maybe this is an easy question. It depends. So in this question, we are told that there are two people, Adu and Amu. They bought two pieces of land on the moon from an e-store. Both the pieces have same perimeters, but Adu's is in the shape of a square. So we have Adu here. He has land which is in the shape of a square. Let the side of the square be S. So this is S, this is S, this is S, and this is S. So what is the perimeter? The perimeter is 4S. And what is the area? Area is S square. And then we have Amu, who has a circle. Let the radius of the circle be R. So what is the perimeter, which is the circumference? This will be 2 pi R. And what is the area? The area is pi R square. What we are told is that both of them have the same perimeters. So if the perimeters are the same, 4S will be equal to 2 pi R. So if 4S is equal to 2 pi R, the value of S is pi R divided by 2. So what is the ratio of their areas? The ratio of their areas is S square divided by pi R square, which is equal to pi square R square by 4 divided by pi R square. You can cancel R square, you can cancel 1 pi and 1 pi. So the ratio will be equal to pi by 4, which is equal to pi is to 4. This is the ratio. So the answer for this question will be option D, which is pi is to 4. Let me quickly give a shout out to everybody who got this correct before going to the next question. We have Praveena, Abhishek, Soeb, Mallika, Prachi, Vikas Chaudhary, Dev, Shrishti, Swanit, Shashank, Hardik, Abhimanyu, Arkos, Shubdeep, Shreya, Venkat Sai Kiran, Akhila, Divya, Jain, Druvik, Shanmugram, Shilpa, Druvik, Umang, Ayam Dash, Devesh, Prajakta, Akriti, Paramjit, Aman Gupta, Anshukdam, Niharika, Hari Krishna, Sri Hari Rajeshwar, Aman Gupta, Pranab, Gaurav, Ashmit Jain, and Riddhi Jain. Let us look at the next few questions, guys. This also I think is not a difficult question. Try to solve it. Please like the stream, guys. We have a lot of people who are watching the stream live. If you like it, it will be promoted to more students who can join us next time. I think we have 269 likes. We just need 31 more likes to hit our target of 300 likes. So please do like the stream. Sir, even at 10,080, the text is slightly blur. Okay, I'll try to zoom it, man. Okay. ABCD is a rectangle where the coordinates of C and D are minus 2, 0 and 2, 0 respectively. The area of the rectangle is 24. Which of the following is a possible equation representing the line AB? So let us assume that this is the y-axis, this is the x-axis. Now this is C, this we are told is minus 2, 0. This is D, which is 2, 0. This length is 4 units, which is basically the distance between C and D. The area of the rectangle is given to be equal to 24. So the length will be equal to 6 units. So this will be A and this will be B. This is one possibility. This is the line AB. This length will be equal to 6 units. Why are we saying it should be equal to 6 units? Because the area is 24. If the area is 24 and we know that the length is 4, the breadth will be 6. Therefore, A will be equal to minus 2, 6 and B will be equal to 2, 6. This is one possibility in which the line segment AB will be y is equal to 6 units. The other possibility is that AB is actually below CD. So we are saying that this can be A, this can be B, in which case A will be minus 2, minus 6 and B is 2, minus 6. this also will be equal to the equation AB, which is y is equal to minus 6. So the equation can be either y is equal to 6 or y is equal to minus 6. Now we are only given option C, which is y is equal to 6. We are not given y is equal to minus 6. So the correct answer will be option C. Let me again quickly give a shout out to everybody who got it correct before going to the next question. We have Sri Rajeshwar, Praveena, Asmit Jain, Abhimanyu, Ritika, Hari Krishna, Kshitija, Mallika, Piyush, Pritesh, Prajakta, Divya, Akriti, Amanraj, Tushar, Shubhodip, Niharika, Vikas Chaudhary, Devesh, Umang Srivastav, Prachi, Aman Anand, Srinidhi, Abhishek, Dhiren, Riddhi Jain. Yeah, I think these are the guys. Okay, try to solve this question, guys. I would say this is a slightly lengthy question, so I've given you 3 minutes for this. Hi Tibalani is saying, sir, please take a session on Saturday also. It will be helpful for all. I'll consider it. Even I'm thinking about it. So, but I can't confirm now. Let me go back, think about it. I'll definitely try to do it. Okay. In the figure given below, the circle has a chord AB of length 12 centimeters, which makes an angle of 60 degrees at the center of the circle. Whenever you are given this kind of a thing, whenever you are told that there is a circle and there is a chord which is making 60 degrees at the center, one important thing that you have to realize is this will be an equilateral triangle. Because whenever you are joining any chord, this is the center O, this is A and this is B. Even if you are not given anything about the angle that is subtended at the center, OA will be the radius, OB will be the radius. So these two angles will be the same. Because it's an isosceles triangle, two sides are the same, both of them are the radius. Now the key thing to notice is whenever you are told that the angle over here is 60 degrees. The remaining two angles will also be 60 degrees and 60 degrees because both of them will be the same, and immediately you are getting a equilateral triangle. Therefore, AB also will be equal to R, and we are given the length of AB. This length of AB is 12 centimeters. So essentially one thing you can immediately figure out is that the radius of this circle is 12 centimeters. This is 12 and this is 12. Because AB is 12, the angle subtended at the center is 60 degrees. So OAB will be an equilateral triangle. That is the first thing I want you to remember. The second thing is ABCD is shown, it is a rectangle, okay. OQ is the perpendicular bisector of AB. So if you are joining O and if you are drawing a perpendicular bisector like this is OQ, it intersects AB at P. So this will be P. Arc AB at M, this is M, and CD at Q, this is Q. What we are told is that OM is equal to MQ. So let us just look at OPMQ. So this is O, this is P, this is M, and this is Q. What are we told? We are told that OM is equal to MQ. We know the length of OM. Okay, I think something happened. I think something happened to the diagram. That's okay, don't worry. So this is OA, this is OB, both of them are 12 and this is 12. You are joining O to Q, this is Q. M is, okay. I think I figured out what happened. Anyway, okay, we are told that OM is equal to MQ. Let me again draw it. This is OA and this is OB, and we have the perpendicular bisector. This is Q. What is M? It intersects arc AB at M. This is M, and it intersects AB at P. Okay. OM is equal to MQ. So OM is 12 centimeters. Why is OM equal to 12 centimeters? Because OM is the radius of the circle. So MQ also is 12 centimeters. So this is 12. This also is 12. We can calculate the length of OP also. How can we calculate the length of OP? Because we have a equilateral triangle like this. This is O, A and B. This is 12 centimeters, this is 12 centimeters, this is 12 centimeters. This is OP. OP is the altitude of the equilateral triangle. We know that the altitude of the equilateral triangle is the side of the equilateral triangle into √3/2. So this will be 6√3. Now why are we doing all of this? The reason we are doing all of this is because we need to calculate the area of the region enclosed by the line segments AQ and BQ and the arc BMA. So this is basically what we need to calculate. What is the area of this part? To do that, what we are essentially going to do is calculate the area of the arc ABP. That is basically we are calculating this area. This is A, this is M, this is B, and this is P. Let us assume that the area over here is A1. We will also calculate the area of triangle ABQ. This we will calculate. This is ABQ. Let this area be A2. Now the required area for us is just A2 minus A1. That is what we need to calculate. Now calculating A1 is very easy. How can we calculate A1? That is this particular area. Let me put dots over here. This particular area. How can we calculate the area? We'll calculate the area of the sector OAB. This angle is 60 degrees. So this A1 that we are looking for is the area of the sector, which is 1 by 6, which is 60 degrees divided by 360 degrees into pi into r square, which is 12 into 12. This is equal to 24 pi minus, what is the area of this triangle? The area of the triangle OAB. This is 12, this is 12, this also is 12. Area of triangle OAB is half into base is 12, and what is the height of the equilateral triangle? We calculated it. Height of the equilateral triangle is 6 root 3. This is equal to 36 root 3. So this will be 24 pi minus 36 root 3. What is 24 pi minus 36 root 3? 24 pi minus 36 root 3 is the area of this sector over here. This is 24 pi minus 36 root 3. Now we need to calculate the area of ABQ. This is what we need to calculate. We know the length of AB. Length of AB is 12. This is the base. We need to calculate the length of the height. How can we calculate the length of the height? We have M over here. This is P. The length of MQ is given. What is the length of MQ? MQ, we are told, is same as OM. So this will be 12. So this part is 12. What is the length of PM? The length of PM also can be calculated. We have OP and this is M, मान लो. OM is equal to 12. OP is 6 root 3. So PM over here will be 12 minus 6 root 3. If you are not understanding it, don't worry. I will again explain it once the solution is done. So this will be 12 and this is 12 minus 6 root 3. So the overall height is 24 minus 6 root 3. So what is the area of triangle ABQ, which is A2? A2 is equal to half into base into height, which is half into 12 into height is 24 minus 6 root 3. This is equal to, this will be 6, 144 minus 36 root 3. This is A2, this is A1. The difference between these two is 144 minus 24 pi. You can substitute pi to be 3.14 and you can calculate the difference. This will be approximately 144 minus 75, which will come to equal 69. So the answer for this question is option E, which is 69. I know that some of you might have trouble understanding it, so I'll again explain it, don't worry. Let us draw this diagram. This is the circle. The first thing to note is we first calculate the radius of the circle. Once you are given that AB is subtending 60 degrees over here, you will immediately figure out that this is a equilateral triangle. This will be 12, this will be 12. Now if you are drawing the altitude, this is P, the length of OP will be 6 root 3. This is M. OM is the radius of the circle. So what is the value of OM? OM will be equal to 12. So PM will be equal to 12 minus 6 root 3. So this over here is 12 minus 6 root 3. You extend it over here, you are getting Q. We are told that MQ is equal to OM. So MQ is equal to 12 centimeters. More importantly, what is the value of PQ? PQ will be this plus this, which is 24 minus 6 root 3. Why is this needed? Because now if you are joining this one, we can calculate the area of the triangle AQB. This is equal to half into base. Base will be the length of AB, which is 12. into the height PQ. We know the height PQ, which is 24 minus 6 root 3. This will come to equal, this is 6, so 144 minus 36 root 3. This will denote as A2. Now what is A1? A1 is basically whatever is in this particular part of the circle. To get that, we'll first calculate the area of the sector OAB. Area of the sector OAB is very simple, that is 60 by 360 into pi into the radius square, which is 12 into 12. This will come to equal, this is 1 by 6, I think 24 pi. From that, subtract the area of the triangle OAB. Triangle OAB is an equivalent triangle. Base is 12, height is 6 root 3. So this will be half into 12 into 6 root 3, which is equal to 36 root 3. So the area of this part is the difference between the area of the sector and the area of the triangle, which is 24 pi minus 36 root 3. This will assume is A1. A1 is 24 pi minus 36 root 3. A2 is 144 minus 36 root 3. What we are required to calculate is this part, which is the difference between A2 and A1. That difference will be equal to 144 minus 24 pi, which will come to approximately 69. That is it for today. Many of you have asked me what to do in the last 2 days. These are the playlists. You can just search on YouTube Cracku XAT playlist and you'll get this link. I would recommend you to bookmark this link and go through it in the last 2 days. It will benefit you quite a lot. That is it for today, guys. Let me just look at the chat. I think that is about it. Okay, man, all the best for you. I'll try to do another session on Saturday. But tomorrow at 7 p.m. there is a very important session. Sahil is going to take it on decision making. Definitely don't miss it out. It is at 7 p.m. tomorrow. I would definitely highly recommend you to watch it. It will benefit you quite a lot. That is it, guys. Thanks for tuning in.